What's going on, everybody? Welcome again back to One-on-One Talk with your boy Pico Brown, Pico the City Brown, or Pico City, don't matter. I'll take all those names. But I just want to know one thing. How's everybody doing today? I hope everybody's doing fine. I hope everybody's had a great day. Hey Trina, how you doing? Hope everybody had a great, blissful day. Because the weather's a little. It's not the weather. It's not too bad, but it's bad enough. And oh, okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's bad enough, but just be careful out there. If you're out there driving, be careful. Drive safely. But before I start, I want you guys to do me a favor. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, go on over there to YouTube. Type in my name, Pico the City Brown. One-on-One Talk, PTSD. Both podcasts are under the same platform. And once you get to YouTube, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Then when you do that, I want you to go over to TikTok and hit the follow button. My name for TikTok is Pico City, not Pico the City Brown, just Pico City. Hit the follow button. Like I always say, I got stuff coming to TikTok from all three shows, including the Intimate Room. I'll be putting shorts up on the Intimate Room and stuff like that. So you got to follow to watch. And check out the Intimate Room on Facebook, also TikTok and Instagram. Intimate Room Podcast. Just type in the Intimate Room Podcast and go for it. That's another show I'm doing. So we got One-on-One Talk, PTSD, and Intimate Room. So check all those shows out. But my stuff is on YouTube and also TikTok. So remember YouTube, Pico the City Brown. Hit the follow button, hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button on YouTube. TikTok, hit the follow button. Did it. So, without any further ado, let us start the shoe. See that little rap right there. But, well, today was kind of a weird day for me because I had nothing to talk about. I didn't. I was going to get up here and talk about movies, which is another one of my favorite things to talk about. It's always going to be movies. And I'm getting so much feedback. But as I check my email, as I check my messages on messages on Facebook and messages on my just regular messages, and a couple of phone calls, they wanted me to talk about toxic women. Why do they want me to talk about this? Hey, I'm a podcast guy, so I'm pretty much able to talk about anything. But the tricky part of this is these are not all men wanting me to talk about these shows, especially tonight. There are more women that messaged me from Facebook and asked me to talk about shows, and there was more today that wanted me to talk about toxic women. Now, why? There can only be, well, there's a lot of reasons why. One, maybe they just want to know the truth about things. Or two, maybe they just want to hear what I have to say. Is it going to be true? Is it going to be false? I don't know. Draw your own conclusions. But before I start, I just want to make this very, very clear. In no shape, form, or fashion, this show is to hurt people, to bring people down, men or women, to bash. I'm just telling statistics, and I'm telling facts, and I'm telling the things that I seen as I grew up to become a man. And I see the things out in the street, and I go about seeing stuff on TikTok and YouTube and Facebook and stuff like that, and sometimes even real life stories in those cases. So if you tune in late, you missed a disclaimer. I'm sorry about that. But just to let you know, once again, if you come on the show, I have no problem with anybody calling in. I have no problem with anybody leaving a comment. But please be respectful. I don't use profanity. You shouldn't use profanity. I mean, everybody's grown. I can't tell you how to talk. But if you just, at least, if you're not going to respect me, at least respect the platform. Because I don't allow cursing. Now, some words is fine, but y'all know what I'm talking about. So don't come here with that, or I'll just block you. Real easy. I'll block you. Now, you've been warned. We can have a peaceful podcast. People can say what they want to say. People can have a discussion, but it ain't got to be all of that. So, without any further ado, toxic women. Where do I begin? Wow. Well, in this day and age, people, well, women sometimes use the word, well, I'm not going to say women, yeah, I'll say that. Well, in these days, women don't think of that word as, when they do things, it's not considered toxic, but toxic women, the word toxicity can fall under a whole line of things. It's not just she's a drama queen or she like to fight. No, toxic can mean a lot of stuff. To being toxic can actually jeopardize somebody's life. So toxic women are, they're described in all races, not just black, not just white. It's all races of toxic women, just like there's all races of toxic men. But the ones that stick out the most are black women. Well, Pico, why do you say that? It's simple. Social media tells it all. The reality tells it all. TikTok tells it all. YouTube tells it all. Facebook tells it all. Instagram tells it all. There's different forms of toxic women, not just basic stuff. If you marry a man, if you marry a man just for security purposes, I'm saying security purposes only, and he loses his job, and you say, well, I can't be with nobody that's broke, or a broke nigger, or whatever, what you want to call it, that's a form of being toxic. Whether we like it or not, it's toxic, because you spearing out bad fortune against that person. Um, Always ready to fight. That's toxic. That's being a toxic woman. Always want to get your point across when you don't have a point to get across. That's being a toxic woman. Talking loud and absolutely saying nothing. Those are signs of toxic women. I don't need a man. I can do bad by myself. Those are all signs of toxic women, because the story is like this. Most women do say, now I've heard women say this before, I don't need a man, but I want a man. So if you don't need a man, why you married that man for that need to turn to the want? That that just don't make sense. If you find somebody, if you find somebody and you work it out, okay, fine. You know what? You know what? Hey, I can't do this without you, and you can't do it without me, because marriage is a two-way street. Marriage isn't just about make. I know we were raised like that and taught like that. Marriage isn't about just making the woman happy. That's a toxic marriage. That's a toxic relationship. People break their necks to be Antoine, what's going on, bro? What's going on, Roper? No, man, my skates is jacked up, man. I got a big old hole in the back of my boot. I gotta get that fixed, because I miss it. But talk talk being toxic is all shapes and forms, man. Believe me when I tell you this. I grew up in neighborhoods where I've seen women have toxic traits. I've dated toxic women. I've seen my friends date toxic women. I've seen life. When I'm growing up, I've seen toxic women. A toxic woman is, you have an argument with her and she keep egging you on, and and she hits you knowing that you can't hit her back, because she's got the law on her side and you don't have the law on your side. That's what you call a toxic woman. They push you, and they'll push you till you in a corner. And if you do something you might regret, well, guess what? Who going to 26? She's not. You are. Those are signs of toxic women, because most women think that they got, well, I'm not going to say most of them, a lot of them think that the law's on their side. You hit me, I mean, I hit you, but you can't hit me back. And when I say this, I mean this in the most kindest and respectful way. You do not put your hands on a woman, just like a woman do not put their hands on a man. But somewhere down the line, the script was flipped. The script is flipped. I've heard women in interviews saying, well, if my man do this, or if he cheat on me, or if something don't go my way, I'm going upside his head. But okay, so what if he hit you back? Well, I'm calling the police. Toxic traits. And these women, we're having kids by these women, man. Let's just be honest. Yeah, just like women should choose better, men should choose better too. It goes. It's a freaking two-way street. Yeah, but see the difference is, women really don't care about a toxic man. I'm not saying men care about a toxic woman. I'm not saying that, but this podcast is basically about toxic women. Women don't care about a toxic man. You know how many women I've met and they say one thing like, well, I can't do this, or I can't do that. I can't go with a man that ain't got no money. I can't go with a man that's broke, or I can't go to a man he live at home, or I can't go to a man he got all these kids. Everybody know people got a lot of kids, but that never stopped a woman from wanting to be with me. So somebody's lying. A lot of women say, "Oh no, I can't deal with a man with a whole bunch of kids." And the same women that say that, when push come to shove, and I like, well, I got such and such amount of kids. Well, okay, well, that's cool. We could be cool. It always starts off with, yeah, we could be cool. Next thing you know, y'all in a relationship. So it's all types of toxic women, man. Believe me, I've seen this. I know this. People we know, most women we know are toxic. Sure, because once you're toxic, you never see the problem of you being toxic. You never see that. And like I said before, this isn't a stab at women, but somebody got to say something about it. You know, the women that's always up fast and quick to turn around and shake their butts, those are toxic women. Those are toxic women because you don't have to exploit yourself to the world like that. You don't. Because everything, like I always said, everything carries a spirit. If you're shaking your butt, you bound to do something else. And if you do that, you're bound to do something else. So that's just how it goes. Yeah, toxic can be in relationships, it can be in marriage, it can be in schools, it can be in churches, it can be everywhere. No, true story. I was on my way to Hat Park yesterday. Had to go take care of some business. And this guy hops on the bus on 67th and Stony, 67th and Stony Island. Cool looking, cool guy, you know. Nice clothes, but he had a book bag. He had a book bag full of stuff, and he had some bags. So when he was coming to the back, I was way in the back. The bus driver, well, she was a bus driver, but she wasn't driving that bus. I just said a bus operator. She was in the back, so he went back there and started talking to her, and I was so close to them, I can hear the whole conversation. He like, man, I don't believe she did this, man. So come to find out, when the bus driver looked at him, she knew who he was. She like, hey, such and such, what's up? What happened this time? What she do? I'm like, okay, well, what she do? So the story goes on. She get caught cheating. It just happened that day when he got on the bus. She gets caught cheating. They have a dispute. And see the thing about men will hold themselves accountable. He was like, you know what, ma'am? He called her ma'am. He's like, you know what, ma'am? I ain't gonna even lie. I did push her. I didn't punch her, but I pushed her down. She got up. She hit me in the face with a bottle. Bottle didn't break, so that means it hurt more. So they was tussling. He was like, I walked away. I walked away. Then he was like, I had to go back in the house to get my wallet. Went in the house to get his wallet. She kept having a confrontation with him, pushing on him and stuff. He said, I didn't want to hit her because I already have a record. So if you have a record, you go to jail, it's going to be twice as hard. So she said, man, she made a phone call. She went in the room and made a phone call. About 10 minutes later, he was leaving out the house and some gas was in the car waiting on him. And they pulled the gun out and they shot at him. This happened right on 67 and I think it was like Creek Gear or East, one of them blocks. They shot at him. So he was like, it's the grace of God that they shot at him, but I don't think they was trying to kill him. They shot at him, but he didn't get hit. They got in the car and drove off. He was on the bus telling his story. I'm like, dang, man, I'm standing in my head like, wow, really, man? And he just talking like, man, I'm through with her. I'm tired of her doing this. She won't let me see my kid. Notice, when women can't win a fight and you got kids by them, they will not let you see your kids. They will not, because they know the weakness of a man is his kids. I'm not saying all women do this. Sometimes it's okay to have an argument. It's okay to have a dispute or whatever. But when it comes to drawing guns and pulling your fist back and going to get stuff out the kitchen and stuff, well, it's time to leave. And the bus driver was like, man, I told you to leave her alone. He like, man, I got kids by her and I love her. So who am I? Ain't nothing I can say. He was like, but she hurt my feelings. But it really took the cake when them cats pulled up and shot at me. And come to find out, the guy that shot at her, she's sleeping with this guy. And she got the baby. Well, the baby's in her stomach now. She's pregnant with the guy that shot at him. If that ain't, that's what I mean when I say you have toxic women come in all shapes and sizes. Because when you're toxic, you don't believe that you're doing wrong. You don't. But you're doing wrong. And if somebody address you on it, notice when somebody address people on their wrongdoings, they quick to pull a trigger. And I ain't talking about a gun, I'm just saying their mouth. Well, blah, blah, this and another. Nobody wants to sit and listen and say, well, you know what? I've heard this somewhere before. A couple of my exes years ago told me the same thing, so I must be doing something wrong. Dang, am I toxic? Am I? So those are pretty much some traits of a toxic woman. And us as men, we have to be careful of the people we choose to have our kids, because those women will raise your kids to hate you. I know I sound like I'm beating a dead horse, and nobody might not want to listen to what I'm saying, but hey, it's true. I'm I mean, I don't have any bad blood between me and my kids' mothers, but I know people who do got bad blood. You know, the relationship goes wrong. She can't hurt you. You moved on. So what she do? She holds the kids hostage away from you. No, you can't see your kids. Or another great sign of being a toxic woman. Your kids can go over your girlfriend house or your wife house or something, your whatever, because I have to prove that. Well, did I approve when you moved the dude in your house with my kids? Toxic women. It is what it is, man. We can sit up here and roll the dice all we want, but it's always gonna land on snake eyes when it comes to being toxic. Those are signs of toxic women that never wants to be wrong. They always want to be right. Even if they're wrong, they want to be right. Don't accept responsibility. Yeah, I slept with the dude unprotected. Yeah, I did this. I slept with him. I slept with him. I slept with him. I slept with the whole football team. But in any of these guys can be the father. But I like you the most, so I nominated you as the father. And so you breaking sweat saying, man, I got a baby on, I got to do this, I got to do that, blah, I got to take care of that, I got to do this, whatever, blah, 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 save money for the kid and all that. And then y'all get into an argument. And when you toxic, your true colors have to show. When you get into an argument, then she'll tell you, baby ain't yours, bruh. Now who the punk? The baby ain't yours. You was taking care of another man, and guess what happens? Now you told this man your deepest, darkest secret. Now he's mad. And what do men do when they get mad? Everybody know that. I ain't even got to say it. Some walk away, some don't walk away. There's a lot of reasons, and I'm going to say this, and I hope y'all guys listen. There's a whole lot of reasons why husbands leave their wives. But when you get to the story, she's making it seem like he is his fault. All these marriages in the world, from before I was born, before y'all was born, I'll just say from the 70s to 2023. All these marriages, all these people got divorced. Do you for once think in your mind that all these marriages that got a divorce and failed, do you actually think that all of them was the guy's fault? But the way society have it and the women tell their story, it's his fault. I've never heard a woman say, you know what, I screwed up. It's not when it comes to marriage. I screwed up. I cheated. I did this. I did that. No, it's always the man's fault. No matter what it is, it's the man's fault. That's where what he do comes from. That's signs of being a toxic woman, because toxic women, they don't hold accountability. They don't want to be responsible for nothing right. So come on, man, just think about it for a second. All these years people been married, and you see the guy, and you know, guys pretty much don't talk about their business. They like, oh well, we just went our separate ways. And you see her like, man, I saw your ex. What happened? Oh, that's such a, he was no good. Man, boy, he cheated on me. He got this woman pregnant and stuff like that. And he had or the one I love, he had a whole family over town. And people use that a lot when they use the example from the 60s and 70s. Well, you know, black men, they was cheating their wives. They come to find out they had a whole new family across the town or something like that. Well, guess what? Women did the same thing. Yeah. But see, nobody knows that because nobody really reaches out to study these things. Women was doing the same thing. Women had babies that didn't belong to the husband and told the husband, hey, this is your kid. Or they have babies and somebody else have the child and you find out, the first thing they say is, well, accept it or not. Those are signs of toxic women, man. Brothers and sisters, please believe what I'm saying. Those are signs of being toxic, whether we like it or not. We can call it what we want to call it, but darn it, somebody got to have some justice somewhere. Somebody got to have some justice, whether we like it or not. So we can dance around it. Yeah, some people are in relationships right now with toxic women. But us being guys, we aren't allowed to say how we feel about things. We just got to shut up and take it like a man. Remember, you don't say take it like a woman. You say, well, shut up, take it like a man. Toxic women, they blame anything. Now it's going on that women blame the Bible. No, women toxic. This is called toxic women. They say now that the Bible was written to keep women in control. No, not to keep them in control, to control women. Those are signs of toxicity at its highest. God don't need nobody to put you in place. He don't. No, I'm saying, well, you know what I mean. But he ain't finna write the Bible and say, well, we're gonna do this to control the women. All these people that wrote the Bible was writing the Bible just to put women in control. No, they say that because women don't like to go by the rules that the Most High made. He who findeth a wife findeth a good thing. That's all fine and dandy. Women, be submissive to your husbands. And people just take that, well, most women just take it and run with it. And they say, now they saying what? I don't have to be, I don't have to be submissive to you because you're not showing me anything. If you're a real woman, you should want to be submissive to that guy because guess what? You chose him. You chose him. You made it up in your head that, you know what, I like him, I'm going to be with him. Okay? I'm going to be with him, I like him, we going to travel, we going to do such and such. So when you give that man that, you got to follow the rest of the rules. You can't have two kings in the house, man. You can't. Now women want to wear the pants because of the what's the word I'm looking for, man? So the social media. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. If everybody wants to wear the pants except the person that's supposed to wear the pants, and that's the man. Women got this I can do bad by myself attitude. Brandon, what's good, bro? I can do bad by myself. Tyler Perry and Steve Harvey. Tyler Perry and wrote movies and played. Steve Harvey wrote books, and I can do bad. Okay, fine. You know what? You can take care of your house. You can buy your own car. So be it. I'm happy for you. Do it because guess what? When I buy stuff, I buy my own house and I buy my own car, I don't get credit for it. So why should you get credit for it? Okay, you're independent. Whoopie freaking do. So am I. But men don't get credit for it. You know, the biggest lie in the world when women say, I don't know how to be submissive or I don't know how to be loving to a man because I've been hurt so many times. You know how many times I've been hurt in this thing called life from my first girlfriend to my last girlfriend? I don't take my past problems out on her. And I'm not saying she take her past problems out on me. I would never say that because she don't. But let's just be honest. A lot of women say that. Well, I've been hurt before. I've been hurt before too. I had my heart ripped out too. I'm a guy. I'm 48. Why would I be embarrassed to say something like that? Oh, I'm sorry, Brandon. Yeah, toxic women, brother. I'm sorry, man. Thanks, Trina. I mean, all of us been hurt. Everybody hurts sometime. You're not going to leave this world without getting hurt. Unless you're a newborn infant or something. But when you grow up and the Lord let you live to see your glory days or whatever, somebody's going to hurt your feelings. But that don't mean you take it to the next man. You don't. I knew it. I knew you was a no good such and such because Ronnie, Bobby, Ricky, Mike, Ralph, and Johnny's cheated on me, so I gotta put you in that. I gotta put you in that same boat too. No, don't put me in nothing, cause guess what? I'm not the new addition. I'm the newest addition to you, but I'm not them guys, man. Don't do that. Toxic women come into relationships ready to break up with you. Because if you come into a relationship with that type of attitude, it's not going to go nowhere. Okay? The past is the past. You have to sit down and evaluate things. The past is the past. Okay, I've been hurt. She really likes me, or he really likes me. I can't jeopardize this because I see potential in him, so I'm going to try my best to keep him. But toxic women love the Pookies and Ray Rays. They love the ones that walk down the street and carry guns. And you meet a nice guy, he's scared of you because he see the people you dealt with. Baby daddy just got out get out of jail 30 some years. He was in there for offer to all type of people. He get out now. I'm not saying as a man you're scared, like, oh my God, I'm scared of him, but anything can break off. He come to pick up the kids and he looking at you like you crazy, like, man, you like, man, you know what, this is crazy, man. This is crazy. I had my ex leave me right after I got out the hospital from a stroke. You know what, Brandon? You know what? Wow. I remember that, bro. I remember you had it. I remember you had it. And you might not remember, bro, because it was a while ago. But when you got out of the hospital, you came skating. I remember you used to sit down in the back on 87th Street. You used to sit down and we used to sit down, we used to talk about this stuff. Bro, you might not remember, but I'm glad you just said that because that brought back a lot of memories. I remember when that happened, man. So you're absolutely right. And Brandon, I thank you. I appreciate you for watching, man. But what you just said right there, that goes to prove my point that toxic women still exist, and it's worse because that brother had a wife. And I'm not saying Brandon, he can agree with me on this. I'm not saying Brandon's picture perfect. Hell, ain't none of us is. He got his faults just like anybody else. But this brother went down for a while. You know, he had a stroke. God bless him, God. I thank you that you're back, man. Believe me. You the man, Brandon. But she left him because he had a stroke. Where's the love? Where's the sickness and health? So now when you get married, they might want to just take that part out because she failed as a woman. He didn't fail. She failed. And that's why, if you look at the statistics and stuff, that's why it's like 80 something or 90% of women file for divorce, because in most cases, men are bigger than women in that field because a man will sit there and work it out. A woman think just because that's because he's your boyfriend, and you go out and mess up, you cheat on her, and she forgave you. Then what they say, hey, women got the biggest hearts. No, I will say this until I leave this earth. Men always had bigger hearts than women. And if you can prove me wrong, but I know. Believe me, I know. I know women put up with a lot. I do. But men put up with a lot too. Nobody wants to come home to a woman that's putting him down every day, all day. And they say, oh, you ain't get one word, man. Whatever, you can take it. You're a man. That's what you're here for. So I'm here. I sign on for you to ridicule me for the rest of my life when I'm with you. And then when he step out or say, you know what, I don't want this. Now you want to be Puss in Boots. Oh, such and such, and I'm sorry, and it can be better. No, it only can be better if you want to change within yourself. So once again, toxicity is real. You have more toxic women than you have men. Now somebody will watch this show and come in and say, well, Pico, what about the men? The men do it too. Guess what? Pico's not talking about the men. What Pico's not going to do today is hold 50-50. I'm talking about women. If you don't like it, hey, there's nothing I can do. The men are going to have their day too. Don't get it twisted. But as what I see from when I do my research and my study, women are walking away from men. It is not that he beat me up, or he did this, or he did that. These women walking away because brothers losing their jobs. They can't bat them to find the things in life no more. They're walking away. And their number one excuse is what? Well, I outgrew him, or I just didn't love him no more. Dude, once you marry somebody, you stuck with him for life, whether you love him or not. You stuck with that person. But nobody sees it like that. People take marriage as a joke. Toxic women take marriage as a joke because a toxic woman don't really care about nothing but herself. They don't. They don't care about nothing. Most men today can lose their job. No, I'll just make it better. They can pass a law tonight at midnight and say at midnight this law is going to come into effect. From now on, everybody that's legally married, the husbands don't have to work no more. The wives have to sit and take care of the husbands. But if you don't want to, you can leave, but you have to leave within 24 hours. Do you know how many divorces have been in the world? The world couldn't even hold all the divorces. They're gone because women want equality, but they only want it when it benefits them. Remember, they had the thing about equal pay. Men get paid more than women. When they did when they ran, when they checked the books, the women was lying. The only reason why men get more than women because men do jobs that women don't want to do. So, if I own a company and I hire people to go clean out sewers, and I'm paying I'll just say $40 an hour, and you come in and you say, I don't want to clean the sewers, but I'll mop the floors, but I want $40 an hour. And I say, no, that's what I pay my sewer man. They down there with all the feces and all the rats and crap. How you gonna get mad and try to shut me down and say, well, he don't give us equal pay? I don't give you equal pay because you're not doing the equal job. That's how it's supposed to be. Whoever gets the worst job gets the most money. Look at the WNBA. They want equal pay, but they don't do half the work LeBron and Stephen Curry and them do. Toxic women. Because they say, hey, if a man can do it, I can do it too. And that's the worst attitude to have when it comes to women. You shouldn't want to do what a man have to do. And I know somebody gonna say, well, but if we ain't got a choice. No, there's always a choice. You just made the bad choice because you're running everybody away. You're running all the good men away. And then when you get stuck with the Pookies and Ray Rays, he get to going upside your head. You want to run to Facebook and say, he did this, he did that. Where all the good men at? But you had good men. You screwed them over. You screwed them over. Toxic women. No, we don't want that. Most women like bad boys. They like the men, they like the boys that were, back in the days we call them thugs. The guys that stand out on the corners all day doing what they got to do. They got all the women in the world. But you get a brother that's working or a brother that got a head on his shoulders, ain't nobody going to pay them no attention. Ain't nobody going to pay them no attention because they want to know what action is. Very few women would date a man, just a regular guy. Very few. I'm not saying it don't exist because some women do like nerd guys or geeks and stuff like that, which is fine. But you got more Pookies than Ray Rays than you got Mikes and Bobs and stuff like that. So why is it like that? Because like I said before, in some cases, women only want what they got till something better come along. And call it what it is. I say it every day. I say it all day. When I cut the TV on, when I look at YouTube, people just ain't making these videos just to get on a bad side of a woman or say, you know what, I hate women. Let's just put some stuff together to hate women. No, you sit and watch somebody long enough, you see they hate themselves. They hate themselves. Toxic women, they hate rejection. I was watching this thing on YouTube, and some of you guys probably saw it. What they was doing like a little experiment. You know, guys would go out and sit down in restaurants, and women would come up to them and try to talk to them. And the guys be like, no, I'm good, baby. I'm straight. Well, you got a girlfriend? No, I'm just focusing on life right about now. And then the women snap out. Oh, you must be GAY. You must be this. You must be that. Or you must not like vagina and stuff like that. All because the man said no. He said no. And you got to tie him down. But the shoe is on the other foot. If the shoe is on the other foot, a guy talks to girls all the time. And sometimes The woman be like, no, I'm good. He be like, okay, well, you have a nice day, ma'am. I've seen this happen before. Well, okay, you know what? I don't mean to bother you. Thanks anyway for your time. But women, they'll literally cuss you out. Now, why come I gotta be gay or something like that if I don't want to talk to you? Maybe I have a wife at home. You got a girlfriend? Yeah, yeah. She ain't she, but I bet you she can't treat you. I don't want to know how you treat me. I don't. But somebody changed the rules, man. I don't know who changed them, but somebody changed the rules. That's why stuff is all jacked up. Stuff is all messed up. I'm not saying women are just the crappiest things that ever since sliced bread. I would never say that. Women are beautiful. You know, they complete what men can't complete, and I get that. But once you start going against the grain and saying, oh, holding up your fist and say, blah blah blah, this that I hate men and oh this that or he can't do nothing for me. But you had a guy back, you had a baby by this guy. You had boyfriends. So it don't make sense. The guy talked to a girl, wanted to take her out, but she didn't like him until she saw his car. Oh yeah, that's all the time. The little gold digger pranks. Yeah. Well, how you doing, baby? I'm good. Blah, blah. Can I take? No, I'm good. I can get this. Oh no, I'm good. I got a man or I got a husband. Oh man, you sure? I can't. No, 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 I don't play them games. Okay, baby. Well, I'll talk to you later. He walks away and get into like a Bugatti or something. Then she like, this your car? This your car? He like, yeah, man. Can I go for a ride? But I thought you had a husband. Yeah, I got a husband, but it ain't working out. I'm leaving him anyway. Toxic women. Toxic women. I was watching one when the guy picked up a girl, and the first thing she said was, if you be with me, I mean, if I give you my number and we go out, you got to pay all my bills. He like, hold on, wait, what you mean? I got to pay all your bills. She like, yeah. I'm sleeping with you. You got to pay for everything. You got to pay my light bill, her phone, everything. Of course, he kicked her out the car. But those are signs of toxic women. And if he would have said okay, she would have been cool with it. So now you got to ask yourself, who uses who? Who uses who? It's not going to get better. First of all, the only way it can get better is you got to get close to the Most High. And most women are not going to do that because they're setting their ways. Remember, I told y'all the story about women and holidays. Guys don't really care about holidays. Women do. Toxic women. Well, I can't do this and that unless you buy me a present. Or if I'm going out, if I ask to take you out, you gotta pay. But you asked me. And some women say, well, but a real man. No, I ain't trying to hit on that real man stuff. I'm a real man from day one. If I offer to take you out, that's fine. I'll pay. If you offer to take me out and I feel like, you know what, sweetie, don't worry about it. I got this. But don't say, Pico, Thursday, I'm coming to take you out. And we finna go paint the town red. And we get to a restaurant and we eat all the food. And you're like, where your wallet at? That don't make sense. That's very toxic. And being toxic, toxic people always have a toxic background. The mothers wasn't crap because their relationship didn't work right with their fathers, or the baby father. If they got married, the husband, he skipped town. So now you got a vendetta. You got a V on your chest, a vendetta for all men now. How is that? You guys remember? This was a while ago when the boy he was 26 and he got in touch with his father and he was telling his father, man, I used to hate you. I hated your guts because mama was telling me all the stupid stuff you did to her. But when he met his father, when the boy met his father, the father told him, bro, let me tell you my side of the story. He told the son a side of the story. And when he was talking, his son was remembering things that he saw in the house. He called his mother. The mother picked up the phone. He was like, hey, ma, I'm with my dad. Why you didn't tell me such and such? You cheated on my dad first and such like this. The mother hung up the phone. Why did she hang up the phone? Why is that? It's called guilt. It's called guilt. And so the young brother is snapping out. He is snapping out. I mean, I wouldn't have called my mom out her name or nothing, but hey, he got to answer to God for that. But he snapped out. Why did you lie to me about my father? He said, I met my father. The man is cool as hell. I met my father. When I first met him, he knew what to have, know where to stay. Guess what the first thing he said? He said, I got a home, pick a room. That's a father. But he left it up to the mother, and mothers do that now. Not all mothers, I'm not saying all mothers, but most mothers breed their kids to hate their fathers. Just because he broke your heart, that don't mean you have to break the child's heart for the father. And woe to any mother that talk bad about that kid's father in front of them kids. Hey, Essence, how you doing? Woe to the mother that do that. I've seen it with my own two eyes, people. I'm broke up fights over baby mamas and baby fathers. The father want to go see his kid, and she come out. Oh, he ain't going nowhere. You ain't gonna do nothing but take him over there to that B house and blah blah. They said I don't trust that B. And what makes you think I gotta trust your boyfriend? Why? And sometime the guy new girlfriend ain't even on nothing like that. She loved the kid just as much as anybody else. No, don't bring him over there, but I gotta approve the what the hell you gotta approve for? I'm a grown man. You think I'm gonna let harm come to my kid? It's all starts with the letter T, people. Those are what you call toxic women. Because if they can't have their way, they don't want no other way. They will have a hissy fit. They'll throw all type of shade on you just to prove a point. Just to prove a point. And I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Out of all these relationships, we just gonna go to the 70s. I just said this. Out of all these relationships from the 70s to 2023, all these divorces, all these divorces that's gone and people getting divorced, you see them on divorce court and whatever, and TV, you hear about it. It's not always the man's fault. What did you do? Come on, talk to me. Sweetie, what did you do? Yeah, I ran into your husband. Oh, he did this. Okay, so what did you do? Tell the truth. What did you do? What did you do? I ain't do nothing. What did you do? I ain't do nothing. What did you do? You keep pressuring them, then they'll tell you. Oh, he got mad because this guy sent me a penis pic. It's not the picture that pissed him off. It's the response you made from the penis picture. Nice. Or wow, look at that. You got a husband. And if you give into it, now if let me tell you something. If you're in a relationship and a man is sending you pictures, and it's not a picture of your if it's not coming from your boyfriend's phone, and you look at those pictures and you keep them and then you're locking your phone, 9 times out of 10 you're going to do something with that guy one day. Trust me, I know these things. So it's a thin line between that. You really have to watch what you do, because let's just be honest, in most cases, if guys can have female friends, most likely he's going to sleep with them women. But if a woman have male friends, in her mind, she's got to persuade, she got to convince you that hey, they're just my friends. They're just my friends. Them just my friends. Or he just my friend. The next thing you know, you see text messages in her phone. It was good last night. You don't trust anybody. That goes for man and woman. When you're in a relationship, it's supposed to be you two. I'm not saying don't have friends, but you know the friends that like you. Women like to keep the men around that like them. You know, if you say, "Can I come over?" He's gonna say, "Yeah." That's the same thing with men. That's the same. I mean, same thing with women. You keep dangling that carrot in front of the donkey, he's gonna bite it. Eventually, one day, he's gonna bite the carrot. Ooh, sorry about that. And so, it's got to stop, because nobody wants to take the blame of being toxic. Yeah, well, I ain't toxic. Oh yeah, you are. And you know who has the right to call a woman toxic? The guy they're dealing with, because he know that person. He know her just like she know him. Just like the star stuff out the blue. I've heard a couple of women say, "Hell, guess what? If I'm bored, I pick fights with my boyfriend." That goes to show him that I'm available, and that goes to prove my love to him. Dude, that's toxic. Just out the blue picking a fight. He could be home playing the PlayStation or eating or something. You come in the house with a funky attitude. That just messes him up completely. That messes him all up. Like, damn, what just happened? Oh, you know what happened, blah, blah, this and that. And they just pick at you and pick at you and pick at you till you can't take it no more. Then when you haul off and God forbid, you pop her, she want to pick up the phone and call the police. But you did this. You did this. That's just how it go. Sometimes women, I'm just being honest, sometimes it's best to just be quiet. You save yourself a hospital bill. Just be quiet. If he come in the house japping out and you know you ain't did nothing wrong, just be quiet. Simple. You ain't got to rebuttal back because let's just be honest, you can't beat them. You can't. Don't let these celebrities put that in your head talking about, oh, we strong black women. Yeah, you go up to a man when he pissed off. Watch how strong you think you is. When he plant you, that's on you. Everything is done decently and in order. Your job as a woman is to try to de-escalate the problem. Man, what's wrong, babe, man? These dudes at the job, man, they tweaking, they doing this and that. Well, babe, you know it's gonna be okay. What's wrong with that? Well, why you ain't stand up for yourself? Now you pushing them. What you mean when I stand up for yourself? I'm just saying. You claim you this, you claim you that. You could have knocked them out. But you can run around and hit me. Okay, so your wish is my command. We got to be careful with the words we speak when we talking to these brothers, man. Because just like women are emotional creatures, men are emotional too, but we're not emotional creatures. You catch them on a bad day, something bad gonna happen to you. I'm a guy, and I've never jumped in a woman's face trying to fight her because why? One, that's just not my style. Why would I look jumping in front of my girlfriend's face? Oh, you ain't gonna do nothing to me. I'll beat your such and such. Why would I want to do something stupid like that? So if I don't do it, as women, y'all shouldn't want to do it neither. Thank you. There's no excuse to lay hands. None. If that man make you that mad, walk away. If that woman makes you mad, walk away. Go cool off. I ain't saying break up with her. Just go cool off. Well, you know, baby, I don't like the way this is going on. I feel a tension between us. So, you know what I'm finna do? I'm finna go out for a while. You come home, nothing ever happened. But when y'all feuding, boom, like two rams hitting, boom, 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 what you think's gonna happen? What you think? Toxic women. They always ready to throw down. They always ready to tell you. Oh, how many times we heard women talking? Oh, girl, he don't know me. I f him up. I do. No, you're not. No, you're not. Let's just be honest. No, you're not. If the police came to your house to say, you know what, you doing all this talking, both of y'all go put some boxing gloves on and go on the front.